us it was over. They told us the V8 was a dinosaur, that the future was silent, and that we should all just trade in our keys for a charging cable and a software update. For a minute there, around 2024, it looked like they were right. The Camaro was killed off, the Challenger and Charger, legends of the asphalt, were put out to pasture to make way for battery packs. We saw the headlines flashing everywhere, claiming that the era of muscle was dead and buried. But something funny happened on the way to the funeral. The American car buyer stopped showing up. And now, in 2025 and heading into 2026, we are witnessing one of the craziest plot twists in automotive history. American muscle isn't just twitching in the grave, it's kicking down the coffin lid. Why is this happening? Because you can't digitize soul. Today, we're breaking down exactly why American muscle is making a massive comeback, why Gen Z is suddenly obsessed with so-called boomer cars, and why the inevitable EV takeover just hit a massive V8-powered roadblock. To understand the comeback, you have to look at the stumble. Dodge, bless their hearts, really swung for the fences with the Charger Daytona EV. On paper, it was a masterpiece. They gave it the Banshee powertrain, all-wheel drive, and a 0 to 60 time that can gap a Hellcat. It's a monster. But then they turned it on. That sound? That is the problem. It is what gamers call the uncanny valley. It is trying so hard to be real that it just feels fake. Muscle car fans in the States didn't want a synthesizer. They wanted explosions. They wanted the smell of unburnt fuel and the shake of a camshaft at a stoplight. When you look at a Tesla racing a Shelby GT500, sure, the EV has that instant torque. It's like riding a roller coaster. It's fast, but you're just a passenger. A V8 muscle car? That is like wrestling a bear. It fights you. It requires actual skill to launch without smoking the tires. And that fight is exactly what people realized they were missing. The sales numbers for 2025 showed us that while EV adoption is growing for commuters, the performance crowd isn't buying the hype. They're holding on to their Hemis and Coyotes for dear life. While GM and Stellantis were pivoting the batteries, Ford looked at the room, shrugged, and said, "We're keeping the V8." And boy, did that pay off. The Mustang is currently the king of the hill by default. But it's not just winning because it's the only option. It's winning because it doubled down on being mechanical. The S650 generation kept the manual transmission when everyone else ditched it. They gave us the Dark Horse with 500 horsepower naturally aspirated. Sales were shaky for a minute, but by the end of 2025, Mustang deliveries surged over 60% in a single quarter. Why? Because people panicked. They realized that if they don't buy a loud, gas-guzzling coupe now, they might never get to. It's the FOMO effect, fear of missing out on internal combustion. Ford became the sanctuary for the traditionalists, and now rumors are flying that Stellantis is looking at those Ford sales numbers and sweating bullets. Now here's the weirdest part of this comeback. You would think this is all 60-year-old dudes trying to relive their glory days, right? Wrong. The biggest hype for muscle cars right now is coming from Gen Z. I know, everyone says Gen Z loves tech and wants iPhones on wheels, but that's not true for the enthusiasts. Go to any takeover or legitimate meet in LA, Houston, or Atlanta, you see kids who grew up with iPads craving something analog. They call it the aesthetic. To a 22-year-old, a Tesla is an appliance. It's a microwave. A 2004 Mustang GT or a cat-eye Chevy Silverado, that's a whip. That's a project. You can wrench on it. You can swap the headers, tune the ECU, and make it yours. We're seeing a massive spike in retro modding. Gen Z is taking 90s and early 2000s muscle, cars that used to be considered clapped out, and turning them into street demons. They don't care about 0 to 60 times as much as they care about the drama. Does it shoot flames? Does it wake up the neighbors? Can you do a donut in a cul-de-sac? That chaotic energy is pure Americana, and no software update can replicate that. The manufacturers aren't stupid. They see the writing on the wall. The government pushed hard for 50% EV adoption, but the market pushed back. Now we're hearing legit reports from Detroit that the EV-only plans are being adjusted. Dodge is already rolling out the six-pack, a twin-turbo inline-six gas engine for the Charger. It's not a V8, sure, but it runs on dinosaurs, not lithium. And the whispers, the rumors from deep inside the industry, suggest that if the regulations loosen up even a little bit over the next few years, the V8 might make a limited run return. GM is being tight-lipped, but with the Corvette ZR1 pushing 1,000 horsepower from a gas engine, they know where the excitement is. They know that the American consumer votes with their wallet, and right now, the wallet is voting for horsepower you can hear. So, are American muscle cars back? Yeah, but they've changed. They aren't the cheap mass-market commuters they were in the 60s. They're becoming premium experiences. They're the vinyl records in a world of Spotify. People are realizing that efficiency is boring. Perfection is boring. We want the noise. We want the vibration. We want the muscle. It's not just about speed anymore. It's about the experience of driving something that feels alive. It's about looking under the hood and seeing an engine, not a plastic cover hiding a bunch of wires. It's about that cold start in the morning that rumbles your chest. But I want to hear from you. Are you team future tech with the instant torque, or are you holding on to that V8 until the last drop of gas is gone? Drop a comment below. Let's see if the Gas Squad can ratio the EV fans. Don't forget to smash that like button if you love a cold start in the morning. I'll catch you in the next one.